Previously on Abandoned and Forgotten Places.
Ooh, cool. Oh, wow. Put Laura in a shot for perspective. This is way cool. Look at that. We don't see these very often. See the soldered, that has a soldered seam. That is definitely late 1800s. Did you find anything cool exploring, buddy? Like an old tea kettle.
Yeah.
Look at that. Now guys, we've never seen anything like that. 4 years on a channel, never have I seen a windlass hand crank that large. That's a first.
Well, hey everybody, welcome back. All right guys, are you excited as I am? Because I know you've been waiting a whole week for this. Now this is day 2 for Laura and I, because we were here yesterday, and that's what you guys saw last week. So let's do a quick overview of where we're at so far. So in last weekend's episode, we explored the entire upper stope and a little tiny drift that went off of it. We found some neat artifacts down there. That giant 2-man windlass, how cool was that? Never seen one of them before. The old wheelbarrow, the can with the solder on the side, proving that we're in an 1800s mine, as well as that teapot, or it could have been a coffee pot. So look at here, we're only 75 feet into this mine. Nobody's been in here since 1975, and we're already finding fantastic artifacts. Now, here's what we're doing today. So we're gonna rope down to the 75-foot level, and then after that, remember when I tried to go down on those crazy ladders? Well, we're gonna rope assist that instead because the ladders were just way too rotten. So when we get down to that station, that's the 182 level. But here's the neat thing about it, guys, and I don't know at what point of this production I'm going to be showing you guys the map of this mine, but once you see it, you're all going to agree this thing looked like an anthill, for crying out loud. You know, like those terrariums, put the ants in there, and then you can look at all their... So if you did a cross-section of this, and I'll be showing you the map, that's what it looks like down in here. It just wiggles and goes all over the place. I can't wait to get into it. I'm hoping that it's not flooded out below that level, but we'll just see what we can do today. We'll get into it as much as we possibly can. Now, I'm not going to bore you guys with all the rope work and everything that it takes to get from here down to the 182. You guys have seen all that. You know what it's all about. So we're going to turn the cameras off, and I'll meet up with you guys as soon as we're all the way down there at that station, safe and sound, with everything ready to go. Guys, it's going to be a whole lot of fun. Let's have an awesome day. Let's get started.
All right, guys, here we are at the 182 level. How exciting is this? I'm seeing artifacts already. Wow, this is going to be such an adventure. So let me flip the camera around here. All right, Laura, there you are. You made it. What'd you think of that?
It was a little bit nerve-wracking, but hey, I did it.
But it's the absolute perfect incline shaft.
Yeah, for the first one to try it out.
For learning.
For learning. I'm a learner when it comes to rope work.
Yep.
If I see a vertical shaft or an incline, I turn around. If I'm by myself, I don't go down without a rope or a buddy. Yeah,
exactly. And this one here is only at about 60 degrees, so it's the perfect learner shaft. So, okay. Let's get started, guys. Let's see what we have around here. So as we were coming down, and it is a darn good thing that I'm going to show you where we came from. Let me poke the camera up this direction. Okay, there's so many rotten sections down here that if I would have went another 10 feet last weekend, I just got done telling Laura it would have been, instead of an adventure day, it would have been a recovery day. Is what that would have turned into. So turning around, now let me remind everybody, no one has seen this since 1975, and prior to that, no one has seen any of this since we're guesstimating somewhere between 1860 and 1890. There's a stack of wood here, and now the shaft goes down an additional, what is it, another 100 and some odd feet before it gets to the sump. Now, there's kind of a false floor here. I don't want to, maybe I can step on that instead. I want to try to get the camera in such a way I don't want to break through. We need to poke the camera down there. Take a look. Let me get my footing first. All right, here we go. What do we got going on down there? I want to see something here. Let me grab this rock. Okay, there. I think you can see that. Here we go. And there's the other level right there. We may have barely enough rope, Laura, to do it if we even attempt it at all. Now, look here, guys. Look what's sitting up on top of this whole mess. See the wheels? So I found these in the past. Remember at the Thunder Ridge mine last year? I found that big, not the ore cart, Laura, the ore bucket. Ore bucket.
Yeah.
And so those ore buckets sit on these little carts, just like what we're seeing right here. And there's one right there. How cool is that? You don't see that every day. Nice find. Okay, now the big part, the majority of this mine, as I recall from the map, is off Laura's direction. The smaller part is behind me here. So we're gonna save our dessert for last, you know me, and we're gonna explore the smaller part of this mine. Let's see what we have in here. Look at all the bones. Oh, pack rats brought them in. That's what that is. You okay, Laura?
Yep.
All right. Be careful around that false floor. There's a bunch of bones in here. A pack rat drug in. Now, back in the day, they were. See, let me point this out to you guys. You see these drill holes here? Well, you know darn well we're in the 1800s. See how warbled out they are? They're not nice and neat and clean like we see from early 1900s mines. They're all warbled out like that because they're using a sledgehammer and drill steel and banging them in, and then they're not even using dynamite in this mine. They're using black powder, and that's going to be at the end of this drift. Yeah. So they load up the hole with a black powder tamale, pack some sand or clay in behind it, and boom. All right, well, so the map was correct. It showed that drift going that way, and it was a small little thing. All right, use this metal thing, Laura, here. That's a good foothold. Now, many of you, and I'm only guessing because this, like I said, this is day 2 for me. It's been a week for you guys, and you've probably made a lot of comments by now, and you're probably asking, what were those 1970s folks doing down here? Well, look at this old dynamite box. Look at that. That's an oldie, and I didn't want to do that. Get over here, because behind it we've got, let me see if we can make that out. I'll turn the lights in many configurations. Yeah, I can barely read it. W something. Sometimes we can see it on camera better. Yeah, I should have been more dainty with that box. I feel bad now. Look over here, guys. Look at this old wheelbarrow. similar to the one we found up at the 75-foot level, but in better condition. Look at there's a wheel right there. Look at that, Laura. Cool. Oh, wow. That's the wheel to the wheelbarrow.
It is.
There it is. It's down there. Oh, I breathed into it. That's my fault. It'll stop in a second, guys. Okay, continuing on. Pile of wood here, but that's it. Back to my conversation. So what were those guys doing? Well, according to the mine report, this mine still has ore in it. It has, they estimate at 30,000 tons of available ore still remaining, and some of that ore has been assayed out to sometimes better than 80% grade. So really, really high grade silver. And that's another thing we're gonna be looking for today, guys, is, look at this old bucket here. I wanna see if we can get into where they were finding that high grade ore, and we'll get a good look at it, kind of like what we found at Thunder Ridge. Here's the ore chute that's servicing that stope we just came from. Look here, I got a shovel. See, this is just fantastic, because when you get deep into these mines, that's when we start finding the good stuff. All right, we got another false floor. So when you get over here, hang hard, stay very hard to the left. All right. And now, let's look up first. Yep, I remember seeing this ladder on the map, going and working that stope, but you ain't gonna climb that ladder. Oh, come on, Laura, you go. Look at that rung up there. It's only like 3/4 across.
Metal looks pristine condition.
Are those metal? Oh, they are? No, they're metal.
Really?
They're metal rungs. All right, let's turn around and look down. What's down there? Aha! Oh, goodness. Look at this. These ladders are from the 70s, folks. Those aren't original. They built them too. Look at that. We ain't doing that without a rope. No. Okay, let's keep going here. Here's another oldie. Old ladder. I haven't seen one with metal rungs in a long time. Now, why didn't those guys come back? How come nothing was ever done? Why didn't they work the mine? Well, because when you crunch the numbers, let's say you have 30,000 tons, and of that number, it assays out to a certain number. Well, you have to match that with all of what are going to be your overhead expenses, and then when the numbers finally crunch out, then you make a decision. Can you make a profit? And look down there. Yeah, I know we've got workings below us. This thing is an anthill, and that's why those guys pretty much said it just isn't. It ain't going to make us a profit. Oh, this is great. So much fun. Look here, guys. Bingo. Candle. An original candle.
Wow.
Look at there. That's a rare find. I mean, 4 years of crawling in these holes, I've only found one other mine that had candles in it. Look at that. Let's look up here. We had an ore pass. Yep. I know we've got a stope above us. See how they're drilling into that vein off to the right there, hole after hole after hole. And see, and I know it's covered in mud. It's hard for you guys to see, but what you're looking at there is a big brecciated vein of barite that It looks like quartz, but that's what it's called, is barite. Down here, another shovel. Fantastic. This is my kind of mine. Let's hope it keeps going. Now, maybe we'll get lucky and find a candle holder, huh? Those were called Tommy sticks?
Tommy sticks, yes.
Tommy sticks, that's right. Are we coming to the end here? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Kaputski. Oh, and there was so much more mine over this direction. So much more went this way, according to the map. But that is it. All right, well, hey, you know, you never know till you get in it. Okay, oops, turning it around here. Any labels on that, Laura?
Nothing that I can
No?
see.
Okay. That looks like one of those mineral oil.
It does.
Yeah, like a, yep. Is this what's this? What is that? Huh. I wonder what this goopy stuff is. Is that, could that be old, that can't be old carbide. Not sure. Black stuff. All right. Well, we'll work our way back and see if we missed anything. See, that's a nice thing about having 4 eyes in a mine instead of 2. Because you guys know, over the years I've bypassed things, and it's all because of running cameras and jaw jacking and everything else that I have to do, watching out so something doesn't fall on my head. I sometimes walk right past the goodies. That's why it's been such a joy to be exploring with Laura, because while I'm chattering away with you guys, she's looking in all the nooks and crannies. This is neat. Working our way back out. Now, some of you have commented, hey, take a look at some of those tags. Okay. I'll zoom in on it for you. They very rarely ever have dates on them. It's all in code. Either the level they're working on or the sample. I have no idea what SM would mean, but it's been very rare where I've ever found a date. Boy, that is a cool looking winds, isn't it, huh?
Yeah.
And I know the level is, the next level is right there. Yeah, I don't know if we have enough rope to stretch from there to here, and
I don't think so.
we don't have enough rope. I think we only have maybe 125 feet, and then maybe not even that. So we would have to bring down that additional. That's okay. Today was also kind of a recon day to see what we're getting ourselves into. Now, we may not have enough rope to swing it from over here to over there, but there may be just enough rope. There's what's left of an old DuPont. Is it a DuPont?
DuPont.
Or Hercules. That's a Hercules one. Right there. There may be enough rope to go to the, well, it would be close. So, all right guys, we're back at the shaft. Laura and I are gonna kind of like talk this over and come up with a game plan. So we're gonna do that, and then I'll be back. All right, guys. Jackpot, look over here, guys. Look, 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 look. Oh, ring-a-ling ding ding. Ha ha ha. All right, guys, back again. That was perfect. Time for a battery change, drink of water, everything else. So happy that we did this. So right there, that's where we came down. Up there in that stope, that's where the wheelbarrow wheel is. You can see it up there. Laura was pointing out how this stope looks like a skull. See that, guys? It looks like, let me try to get the camera on it just right. There's the two eye sockets. There's a skull face. And then we also noticed that these ladders, these were probably maybe some of the originals. I'm gonna go back out here and show you what I saw. We don't believe that our 1970s folks were going down to that level right there. Nope. They were only going down to the one we're about ready to explore. Now we don't have enough rope to get down there, so you know it is what it is. We got as far as we could today, but I'll show it to you one last time, and that's it. All right, now look at what we've got here. I mean, we've got artifacts. Let's start right down here. First of all, we've got drill steel. That's hand steel right there, okay? An old wheelbarrow. This one would have also had the metal wheel on it. Look at the old ore bucket and the shovel right next to it. I got Laura standing out there for size and scale so you can get an idea of the size of that thing. Too cool. Let's look down in here. Inside, there's the remnants of a black powder tin right there. See it? Right there. And you know how I know? There's the lead top. That's the lead filler. And the reason it's lead is so when they screw it in after filling it full of powder, it doesn't make a spark. But then we've got this super duper cool thing. Tell them a little bit about it, Laura.
It's like a kerosene can, or
kind of looks that way, doesn't it? Is that had to been used for
repurposed somehow?
Holding, maybe it was maybe it's for holding lamp oil.
That would make sense.
For lamps that were down in here.
Yeah.
Because we know they're using candles and lamps, so you got to hold the lamp oil into some, got to be a lamp oil in container. And then over there you found another small bucket. It's a little baby sample bucket. Look at this one. How cool.
That's some old markings.
Yeah, wow. That's neat. I like it. That's so awesome. 1800's. Okay, so our 70s folks, yellow tags go off. Oh, here it is. I remember seeing this stope on the map. All right, let's look down. Short little winds. I think that's a container there. Yeah. Oh, this is the big stope that I pointed out on the map. Here it is. Nice, we made it. Look at, and it's so huge, guys. You're just looking at a big black void. Look at that. That's a huge space. Okay, we got something above us. Oh, look at here. They were crawling. Look at the flags. They were up in there taking samples. I wonder where that goes.
Means we might have to crawl.
We may have to. Yep. Okay. The rock is so dark. Remember Thunder Ridge, guys? Well, it's the same kind of geological formation. That's why it's so dark here. Let me get my cameras in the right direction here. There we go. Just gobbling up the light. Gobbling it up. All right. What do we have in the stope? I love it. I'm so happy we came this far. So what we're doing here is we're thinking if we can get far enough off this direction, we can bypass that collapsed area that we found earlier. Oh, another cool little artifact. There we go. Look at this one. I'll let you tip it up, see what we might have there. There you go. Again, your guess is as good as mine. What do you think, guys? It used to have a ring on that side so that you could put a canvas strap on it and sling it over your shoulder. All right, what's over here? Oh, this is that. Remember I said we got to be careful when we get to the edge of that stope because here it is. Yeah. Look at that. We ain't getting past that. That's too bad. See, it keeps going, and there's another artifact over there. Right there. Oh, too bad we can't get over there. Is there anything off this direction? Let's see, what am I stepping on here? Oh, we're good. I can go this way. Let's get a look at it from this direction here. How deep is it? Oh, it ain't that far down. I thought that was going to be a lot deeper. But how am I going to see? Should I commit to that, Laura? Scoot down, get a foot on that, and then try to, because you know what's going to happen. The second I put my foot right there, where the brightest part of the light is, it could go.
Snap.
It could just.
We already had one of the timbers earlier start creaking with the rope on it.
Nothing that way?
No.
No, but they were definitely sampling it. Look at that. Spray paint. Well, there's of course, there's spray paint in the 70s. And they took their samples here. But let's get a close look at some of this ore. Oh yeah, this is definitely good stuff. That has silver in it right there. You can see right here, right over there. Yep, it's all mixed in with that barite. And that's what they're pulling out of here. All right, turn it around. Some old hemp rope. Right there. Okay. Here's another little can here, and it had a little handle on it on that side. Oh, I really wanted to get over there. Okay, let me get, even though I can't get there, I can at least lower the camera on an angle. Put the things in telescopic mode here and point up there. So I see some kind of a roller. It's either a roller or a can right there. And then there's a drift going off that direction. Another little one going off that direction. Right there. But see, this is what I was talking about, guys. If I put my foot on that right there, that thing could come out from underneath me. I wouldn't do it without a rope. All right. But at least we're getting, what, 60% of this mine explored. 60 to 70. More hand steel. Right there. Can you imagine double jacking this all day long, Laura? Crazy amount of labor. All right, looking back up into the stope where we just came from. Cool. Alrighty, well, I'm gonna head back up. Oh, a piece of wood. Thought I found it almost looked like a blasting cap, but we shouldn't be finding blasting caps in here. And we got our barrels looking back that direction. And now we need to go where our mining buddies went, our 70s friends. See if this ladder will take our weight. Okay. Yikes. I just touched it and it crumbled. All right, guys. I'll recon it, Laura.
All right.
And if it turns into something super awesome, I'll let you know.
Sounds good.
Okay. Oh, look at all the backfill. Gee whiz. I'm backfilling it like crazy here. Come on now. Come on, fat boy. Get up there. Let's see what you guys were going after. Everybody wants to know. It goes up here and stops. All right, let me get on my feet. Okay. So it stops right here. So what the miners were doing, Laura, was they're chipping into the face up here, and they're throwing this material and creating backfill and going after the high grade. I'm gonna point out the high grade here. It's a small, thin band. Here it is, guys. All that work to chase after this. I'll put my hand up here so you get a sense of scale. Right there. That's what they're going after. Well, maybe the vein used to be a lot larger, like where I'm standing, and they've extracted that. But then it started to pinch out, getting smaller and smaller, and that's why they quit. All right. No, nothing exciting. Not too exciting. Geo, come on there. Geologically interesting, but that's about it. Get my up there. Okay, guys, I'm gonna take a break a second. Catch my breath. And I'll be right back. All right, I'm gonna head back over here to the buckets. And back to the rope. And our point of origin, here we are again. Yeah, okay guys, well I really wish that I could have taken you deeper, but according to the map, so what it does is it goes down to that next level, and there is another drift that would have went further to the left, and a small one to the right, but that's it. This was the level where most of the workings were, so we've covered between 70-80% of this mine. So all we're gonna do is we'll climb back out of this thing. We'll meet you back outside topside, and yeah, we'll go from there. Okay guys, I'll see you back outside.
Okay everybody, back outside, safe, wait, outside, no, this ain't outside. We're not outside.
Outside, now we're inside.
Where the heck are we? We were outside, but now we're inside. All right, well, we made it up and out of that shaft, guys. Yep, everything went perfect. But while we were there, guess what? Laura found a piece of wood, and it had dates all over it. Now, we think there was like a piece of equipment that was inside of like a crate, and then labeled on the side of the crate was all the dates and all that kind of stuff. And then fast forward after they, opened it up and that piece of wood fell, she found it, and oh my gosh. So guys, take a look at we took some snapshots. Take a look at this. We dated the mine. Here it is. Take a look. Isn't that cool? So we can date the mine to 1860, what was it?
1868 was the
1868 was the first date, and the latter date was 1884.
Yes.
That's right, 1884. So there it is. We dated the mine. Now you're probably asking, where the heck are you guys? Well, don't you guys remember this? Look right here. Here's the bridge that I built for the Thunder Ridge mine. So since we were in the area, I said, we're right there. I want to show you that bridge that I built last summer. And so so here we are, there it is, there's the bridge. And it's still intact and still looking as ugly as I built it. But guys, while we were coming in here, this part of Nevada this year got an outrageous amount of snow. I mean, holy mackerel. And the snow fields, when I documented this mine last year, it was in July, and the snowfield that was left of it was only 6 feet in diameter. You guys need to see, I'm going to show this to you. You guys need to see what we found coming back into this mine today, but I can't show you that right now. We're going to save it. So hang in there. I'm going to put together a Gly Shorts video for you guys, and you'll all get to see these super cool glaciers / snowfields this coming Wednesday in a Gly Shorts video. So until then, guys, thank you so much for coming along. Laura, I saw you enjoyed yourself. You had a blast.
This has been great.
It was a great day. I'm so happy we had enough rope to get where we did, so we can check mark that mine off, and we're on to the next one. Again, guys, thank you so much, and I'll see you all again on Wednesday, and then after that, on Saturday. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.